All right, so this is story time. How did I learn a language when I had no time? All right, so this is 2014. I was working, this is actually 2015, and I was working for a language school. And I was traveling around the city. Okay, so I was going from business to business to business, and I was teaching different companies. I was teaching executives, employees, and things like that. So here I am. I'm in a foreign country. I'm trying to work and earn money, but also I had to learn a language at the same time. So some many days I would wake up in the morning, and then I would come home in the evening. Okay, and I was studying. I was probably practicing 1 hour per day, every single day, maybe 1 or 2 hours. So I started maybe 30 minutes per day, practicing every day, and then eventually it became like 2 hours, like during the summer. So I started my language journey. I started learning Italian. It was January of 2015. And so if you know my story, you know that I started with Duolingo. So I started practicing on this app. And I made a mistake, to be honest. I just used this app. I didn't practice speaking. I didn't practice listening or any other activities really. I tried to watch TV or listen to the radio, but the majority of my time was on this app. Okay, and so on the metro, on the train, on the tram, um, I would use this app to learn a language. Okay, and I really didn't have a lot of time because when I came home, I would spend time with my wife. So my wife didn't speak Italian with me. Okay, she didn't have the patience to speak with me, so I had to practice by myself. And so I would do maybe 5 or 10 minutes, for example, in the morning before going to the school. Waiting at the bus stop, I would practice my Duolingo. Okay, on the bus, doing Duolingo. So really, what I did was I would set a goal. For example, I would say, okay, today or every day I will do at least 4 or 5 lessons on Duolingo, which is like 20, maybe 30 minutes of practice every single day. So what I would do is I would set a goal, and then every single day I would do those 5 lessons. All right. And then after about a year, I reached the intermediate level. I think I reached like the B1 level. And that summer, I was practicing like 1 hour every single day. And then eventually it became 2 hours. And then once I reached like the B1, B2 level, I said, okay, I need to listen more. I need to speak more. I had this like strong desire, this strong urge to improve my listening or my speaking. And so I started looking for other things like podcasts and radio. And what I would do actually was when I reached the intermediate level, I would listen to podcasts, but also I would talk to myself. Okay. I would practice my speaking on the train by myself. So what I would do is I would use this piece here, and I would practice my speaking like this. Yes, I am going to the store. I need to buy milk and eggs. So there was nobody on the phone, but I would use my this little microphone here to practice speaking so that people wouldn't think that I was crazy. So I would use this to practice my speaking, but also to practice my listening. So I would take let's say my level was A2, for example. I would get like an A2 podcast, and I would listen to the podcast in Italian. And then what I would do is at the same time, I would translate the podcast into English. So this would help me with my understanding of the podcast. But then I would flip it. I would listen to a podcast in English, and then I would translate it into Italian. Okay, and I would do this throughout the day. So maybe in the morning I would do Duolingo, and then in the afternoon I would do podcasts, and then in the evening I would watch television. Okay, so that's what I suggest for most people. Most people are busy. You don't have a lot of time to really study a language. So divide it up. 10 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes for lunch, and then 15 minutes after work. To be honest, 1 hour per day is enough. 1 hour per day is enough. So that's my story. That's how I learned Italian. That's how I reached the C1 level. But that's how I practiced the language when I had no time. Talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll be here around 2, maybe in the afternoon, 2 or 3 p.m., 4 p.m., something like that. But talk to you guys tomorrow.